this billet soaking in kerosene overnight. It's the one I was working on yesterday. I just cut it, restacked it, get my layer count up. So now I just need to forge weld this together and I'll be ready to make a billet out of the knife. Now I got everything to a nice even heat here. I'm going to be setting the welds. You lightly want to hit them with the press. Not too aggressive, nice and quick. That's about all it needs. I like to be conservative with the press at first until I know that I got those welds set, and then I'll get a little more aggressive as I start drawing this out. Now I'm pretty certain that my forge welds fit inside. I got a little more aggressive there. I'll do a few more rounds with the flattening dies, and then I will switch to these rounding dies that'll draw this out a lot quicker. Alright, I'm going to move on to the rounding dies. Still going to try and be very, very careful at the beginning here to just take little bites. I don't want to go too hard and potentially split my forge welds. Looks like they're not lined up very well. They're pulling. So I'll have to fix that on the next round. I'm going to flip it. Go for another little run here. Nice and easy. Don't want to get too aggressive without separating a forge weld. This will be the last round with the drawing dies. Then I gotta flatten it out, straighten it out, decide if maybe I want to put another pattern, maybe flatter or raindrop, or if I'm just gonna leave it and forge it into the knife. But I'm starting to get pretty thin to the point where I don't really want to forge it out anymore until I decide what I want to do with it. Always brush between every cycle to keep it as clean as possible. Not hammer that slag and forge scale into the billet. Just makes for more cleaning up later. Just giving it a little straighten. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna flatten it out a bit now and decide what I'm gonna do with it. Alright, I'm just flattening this out now after using that those rounding dies to get all the humps in there. I'm just gonna switch it, try and hammer those out the best I can. I'm not gonna go too crazy because I'm gonna be cutting some sort of pattern in here. So I just want to get things somewhat flat, somewhat straight. It's already looking pretty good. I was actually prepping this for final work. I was going a lot more and really get all those grooves flattened out. But right now I'm just getting it good enough so I can decide what kind of pattern I'm going to put in this. This is the last set of forge welds I'm going to do. I do want it flat, which she's looking pretty good. So I think that's good. I always like to leave all my work in my forge after to cool down nice and slow, kind of a post-weld heat treat on it. Because you just put all that steel through a bunch of stress, so your best bet is to leave it in and let it cool slowly, which also annealed it at the same time, so your steel will be soft to work with for drilling or cutting or whatever I decide to do with it after.